we are back at the Helsingborg Arena in Sweden for the IPF Classic World Championships. So we've got the 63 kilo class open here today. Because we've got so many lifters, we've got 26 lifters in this class, we're doing it across 2 platforms. This is platform 2, and I'm here with Joe Whiteley.
Thank you, Joe Whiteley. As Joe's just said, yeah, we have. This is a very, very competitive class. The 63 kilo ladies. Bear in mind that all of these ladies have made a massive achievement just making it here to the World Championships here in sunny Helsingborg in Sweden.
So what we can see on the scoreboard now is both platforms. If you're looking at the scoreboard, if you're looking at good lift, and I would recommend that you do, because it's going to be a difficult competition to follow, you should be able to see 26 lifters all together, and we're going to do that across 2 platforms, and no one's going to swap platforms. The top lifters on nominations, those with the highest nominated totals, will be on platform 1, and everyone else will be on platform 2. And we are kicking off with a lifter from Mongolia, Batkishig.
Yep, she's got 120 kilos on the bar. As ever, the main thing here is to not open too heavy, just get one in, work towards building that total.
And that looks like a lovely opener to me.
Yeah, let's see, we're getting the referee's lights up. We've got 1 vote in.
Just some technical difficulties here. I can see referees pressing buttons and nothing's happening.
Yeah, we'll always you get if you get technical difficulties, we'll have them ironed out within a very short time. 2 votes are in. That's the green lights, and 3.
And that's a good lift. That was a tense moment for the lifter there. You come out, you do your squat, and it takes a little while to get the result. But she's on the board. That was a great opening squat.
Yeah, okay, so 122.5 kilos is on the bar for Kyoko Suzuki of Japan. This is going to be a tough one for people watching in the venue. They're going to keep their eye on both platforms. Obviously, from nominations, you're going to mainly see that the higher weights are going to go on platform 1, but it could all change around when it comes to bench.
Okay, the weight was certainly no trouble for her. And we're just waiting for the referee's decision. The lifter's looking a bit uncertain, waiting to see if she's got the lift or not.
Yeah, you can see in the bottom right corner of your screens there, we've got 2 little green dots in that black square. That is indicating we've got 2 out of 3 votes in. So I think, yeah, just a little tutorial on button pressing, or maybe we've got a flat battery, I'm not sure.
Oh, it's a tense moment for the lifter, though. You've got to feel for her.
So they're loading that platform up for 130. This is for Dina Batalova of Russia.
Good lift, but she got 1 red light for depth. So
they really need to watch that.
Yeah, so she needs to correct that on her next attempt.
So 130 for Dina Batalova of Russia to 86.6 pounds.
5 kilos below her PB.
Yeah, these are seasoned veterans of powerlifting. Dina has been competing for 11 years and she's only 27 years old.
Wow, started early.
Full set of SPD Russian team kit there. SPD are, of course, one of the primary sponsors of the sport, as you can see on the backdrop.
And that's a good lift. Yeah, we seem to have sorted out our problems with the referees' lights now. Yeah, of course, SPD are here. They've got a booth at Helsingborg at the moment. And they let us know to look out for the new summer limited edition kit that will be out at the end of this month.
Okay, and Daineffi of Belgium, 132.5 kilos. You're seeing on the graphics there that this is going to bring her squat rank to 4. This is not really anything to worry about in the first round because obviously it's a rising bar.
It's
everyone
a
is
long
going to
way
squat
to go
more
yet.
than everyone else. So until we've done the first round, we're not really going to see the actual placings. And again, a reminder, we have 2 platforms running here, and what you can see on your screens, if you only have 1 screen running, is only half of the picture. Crazy competitive here at the absolute pinnacle of powerlifting in the world, the IPF World Classic Powerlifting Championships.
And that's a good lift.
So, Ayaka Tsutsumi of Japan, she's coming out for 135. These opening attempts are pretty close across the board.
She's a police officer back in Japan. And of course, a lot of these lifters have travelled a long way to get here across many, many time zones.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy flight from Japan.
Yeah, how difficult that makes it. And she's elected to have the racks in. And the brand new Eleiko racks, you can see that the little adjustment levers at the bottom there make that so easy. We've been very lucky to have fully kitted out warm-up rooms with the brand new Eleiko kit.
And when we say brand new, they were actually launched here yesterday, was it? Yeah, so the Masters and the Juniors competed on them pre-release.
Now that was quite slow for an opener, but she didn't lose her form, she didn't make any technical errors, she just pushed through and kept on pushing.
Yeah, long may it continue. There's nothing worse than you coming out for your opener and going, oh, that was tough, I've got 2 more lifts to do, what am I going to do from here? Emma Mcdermott of Ireland coming out now for 135 kilos.
Now I think this is Emma's first international. You can see her just being sent out there by Jay Ferrant, head coach.
He's been a busy boy, has Jay.
He has a huge Irish team here this week.
And they've been bringing the noise from the audience as well, bless them. Yeah. Look nice. Just make sure the votes are in. Yeah. Oh, she's getting one red for depth.
One for depth.
Obviously, need to watch that.
Yeah, we're looking at the squat from the front. The side referees have a much better view.
But as they say, once they've spotted you for something, they're going to be looking. So really, if you're getting 1 red for depth, that is a warning. That's a shot across the bows. Make sure you sink your second. 135 again for Natalya Zhukovsky of the Ukraine.
Again, she's taken the racks in. Some of the bigger lifters like to have the racks in so they can put their hands closer to the plates. But in this case, I think it's so that she doesn't clang the plates on the rack on the way on the walkout.
Yeah, no surprises, please.
Certainly depth.
Yeah. Rewarded with 3 white lights. Johanna Rennick now of Croatia. 137.5, 303 pounds.
Okay, here she comes.
Seems to be a little disorientated on the way to the platform there. She was kind of raising her hands about something. I'm not sure what that was, but hopefully she'll...
I'm not sure. She was indicating the board with her name on it, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps her coach has taken the weight down or even up and not mentioned it to her. Quite a lot of lifters will not know what they're coming out for until they actually come out for it. Suits some people, certainly doesn't suit others. Whichever way it went, that was the right decision.
Yeah, that looked like a nice opener. And you can see her smile. She's pleased with that. Skips off.
Yeah, Milene Sayuri of Belgium. Same weight, 137.5.
Actually from America, but been living in Belgium a while now. I think this is her first international too.
Well, when she completes this one, she'll be a veteran.
Little bit wobbly in the knees, just in the bottom there. But the weight certainly didn't give her any trouble.
Yeah, 3 white lights, no issues there whatsoever. So Stina Lindell now from Finland, 142.5. Getting up to the higher weights. Although it's a pretty close distribution across the board. so competitive, this 63 kilo weight class.
It is. It's huge. And as you say, if you look down the scoreboard, there's 2.5, 5 kilos in it all the way down the board.
Yeah, once everyone's got their first attempts in, we're going to start to see some divergence in the attempts.
Currently got a sea of green.
Always nice to see. We've had some classes earlier in the week where there's been very few people getting their first squats in, and that really messes with your game plan.
It does, but that's a lovely squat.
Yeah.
For the finish lifter.
Miriel Al-Ajami now, from Lebanon. She's coming out for 145 kilos.
She's been competing for 10 years.
Job is athlete. So no distractions for her.
But you know, no matter how long you've been doing this, it's still nerve-wracking to walk out on this platform. Huge crowd, lights, cameras, and of course IPF referees.
Toughest in the world. Very fair, but...
No, that was very slow and careful.
Yeah, controlled. I think depth looked okay, yep.
Yeah, I think depth was
lights
good.
There.
I think she was just slow at the bottom. I think she wanted to press forward, make sure of depth before she came up.
Yep, so Johanna Cankers of Finland now, coming out for 147.5. 2 lifters remain in round 1 on this platform. Johanna, and she'll be followed by Yoli Andreessen. It's a credit to these guys from the Czech spotter team that the platform is moving so quickly.
Yeah, you know it's going to run well, and you know our lifters are going to be safe when you've got the Czech spotter team on the platform.
Tireless,
so
these guys.
We have Johanna Cankers on the platform at the moment for 147.5 kilos. And that was unusual. She seemed to stop completely halfway down.
Yeah. Well, she got 1 yellow.
Well, she got 1 yellow.
What do you think that's going to be for?
It's a bit hard to say. Yellow card can be for a number of failures. With squat as well, yellow can be downward movement of the bar. That's a blue card on bench and a blue card on deadlift, but it's actually a yellow card on squat. And I wonder if that's what... I wonder if he thought he saw an up and down when she paused.
Yeah, possibly. Well, just I'm sure the coaches will know to keep an eye on that. So this is our last lifter in round 1 on this platform, Yoli Andreessen.
That can only have been nerves, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully she's going to get that absolutely nailed now. And often you get your mistakes out of the way early doors.
So busy for the Dutch coaches, 2 lifters on at once on different platforms.
Yeah. Always resplendent in the orange that the Dutch as a nation favour.
And I think that's good depth, and it was certainly an easy weight.
Yeah, seemed a little shaky at the top, but well, 3 whites.
Came up well enough.
Yeah, so round 2. Everyone got their squats in.
That's fantastic to see. Because you miss your first squat, your game plan is completely out of the window, and you have to then make a really tough decision. Do I take it again? Do I put some weight on it?
So, Amat Sengelbat Kishig of Mongolia. She's coming out for a second attempt of 130 kilos.
Only been competing for 2 years. She's a dance teacher. Quite a high bar position there, and quite a narrow grip. I think you need quite decent mobility to take a grip like that, but it does help keep the back tight.
Yeah.
Very nice squat.
Yeah, maintaining that rhythm there. So we move on to Kyoko Suzuki of Japan. She's out for 132.5 kilos. Small jumps in some cases here. Just making sure that, I mean, what you really don't want to do is overextend and then have to come back and retake the same attempt again. And
absolutely. You don't want to throw away 5 kilos because you took a 10 kilo jump, whereas a 5 one Would 5 kilo jump would be more appropriate?
I think I can see Sergey Fedosienko in the waiting in the wings there. He must be coaching the Russian lifter, Dina Batalova.
Indeed.
Won his class yesterday. It was a very, very dramatic class, the men's 59s.
Here we go. Oh, and she's had to work for that.
Yeah, so I would say that increase was probably prudent. 2
and
to 1.
Again, she's got a red light from the left-hand referee. You know, this might just be that she's a little bit asymmetrical and that her hips aren't quite level and she's getting depth on one side and not the other.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't get 2 to 1 the other way, she is fine.
Yeah, 2 to 1. 2 white lights is good enough.
So, Dina Batalova from Russia. Coming out for 137.5. He's going to move her up to 19th place in class.
Oh dear.
As we said, well caught by those check spotters there, keeping the lifters safe. Just wouldn't go that time, but what do you think?
Yeah,
Just
I'm
a
not
little
sure whether
slow
that was
out of the
strength
hole.
or she just didn't really drive it up out of the hole. If she can keep tight and keep her nerve, I think she might get that next time.
So Anne Dynefi of Belgium, 137.5 on the bar. Being very determined. I think lifters kind of fall into one of two categories. They kind of come out with a huge amount of aggression, or they come out very, very, very calm. And I think Anne falls into the latter category.
It's whatever works for you.
Yeah. I mean, some people talk about the fact that bringing in that aggression, you're wasting calories, you're wasting energy. But other people say, well, if I don't do that, then that doesn't get me fired up, it doesn't get me the lift. At the end of the day,
That was
the
a
lights
nice
tell the
squat for
tale.
Anne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
she's happy, she looks quite relieved. But also, if you're too fired up, there's the risk of rushing it and losing the technique.
Yeah, so Emma Mcdermott coming out for a second attempt at 140 kilos.
This matches her current PB.
Yeah, it's going to put her ahead of Batalova. Lots of shouts of support from the Irish team in the crowd.
Yeah, it's great. The Irish team have been here supporting their lifters all week. And huge amount of support for the Swedish lifters too. Oh, you know, that stuck. I just thought for a moment she was going to lose
I hope it stuck and didn't dip, but now I'm seeing a red and a yellow. So that's...
Yeah, so that's depth from the side referee,
yeah.
yellow from the centre referee. Maybe the centre referee thought that the bar dipped. And the rule is that the whole bar must dip.
Well, Emma's got work to do now. So 140 remains on the bar. This is for Natalya Zhukovsky of the Ukraine. Over £300 for a second attempt for a 63-kilo lifter.
Yeah, we're getting into some big weights now.
Natalie at the older end of the spectrum for an open lifter. Once you're into the year that when you become 40, you can compete Masters 1. Some lifters do elect to continue in the open if you're still competitive.
And that's a good lift for Zhukovsky. But we've got some great lifters that still compete open. Jennifer Thompson is a master. Kimberly Walford is a master this year.
Yeah,
and
two of the finest lifters in the world.
Ina Filimonova take a silver medal on deadlift this morning, I think.
We did.
And Olga Golubachev was third overall, and she's an M2.
So Ayaka Tsutsumi of Japan, 142.5 for her second attempt. This exceeds a PB by 2.5 kilos.
Very
when
calm.
she set that. She's only 24, but she's been around competing for 6 years. So, you know, at 24, you're probably still getting stronger, and you never stop improving your
Absolutely.
technique.
So she's only 1 year out of the juniors. The junior category in powerlifting is up to 23 years old. Oh, and she just can't drive that up. That's such a shame.
started going at one side, and it's very, very difficult to bring it back. All kinds of stresses and strains on the body there. So 145 kilo for Johanna Rennick of Croatia. 7.5 kilo jump, equaling her PB.
She seemed a little disorientated coming out for her first lift, but she made short work of the squat itself.
Yeah, I think that's going to have given her a great deal of confidence. You know, you've got one in, it felt good, all right, put 145 on, let's go.
Well, that's exactly it. You're on the board. Here we go.
Yeah, that looked
good, and a big smile at the top.
I think if she was feeling good when she came out, she feels a lot better now.
Lights.
So Milene Sayuri of Belgium, as you say, originally from America, put 7.5 kilos on her first attempt, and this is still 2.5 below her PB. So
yeah, feeling
playing
confident.
it safe. This is not the place for YOLO.
Just a little bit more fired up for this one. Looks up. Just took a little while to get the start command there. She didn't have her knees locked, and you must be stood upright with your knees locked at the start of the lift. That was a nice second attempt, I thought.
Oh no,
it wasn't.
Three
wasn't
reds,
deep
depth
enough.
all the way across the board. So she's got some work to do
Well,
there.
the strength was easily there.
Do you think she's going to play it safe and leave that attempt?
It's hard to say.
And sometimes you might go, yeah, okay,
And
I know what I did there.
I can see the conversation going on now with the coach. Yeah,
Stila Lindell of Finland coming out for 147.5.
It's a tough decision though, because the weight was easy for her. She clearly had more in the tank, but she needs to sink it just that bit more.
Now you'll sometimes find you'll come from nationals, you'll come from divisional competitions, you get in your squats passed on depth. When you get to the IPF Worlds,
You have to put it beyond any doubt at all.
yeah, if it's borderline, you really don't want to be giving the referees
That's
a choice.
A great squat for Stina.
Yeah, lovely. Muriel Al-Ajami now, Lebanon. This is 152.5.
Still quite a way below her PB.
Yeah, she's hit 160 before. Now, this was a very controlled descent last time.
It was, wasn't it? She almost paused it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, there are two schools of thought. Some say, you know, you should get down into the hole and get straight out and not give people a chance to see whether it's deep enough, but I don't think that's going to fly here, and she made sure that that was deep enough.
Yeah, again, it was quite slow, it was quite controlled. I don't think it was any slower than her opener, though, to be honest.
No. Well, I mean, she's 7.5 kilos below her PB, so we should be seeing more from that. 155 now, second finish lifter in our group on platform 2. This is Johanna Cankers of Finland.
$7.5 kilo increase.
Yeah, we're towards the end of round 2 now. 2 ladies still to go. So we've not seen too many dreams shattered. There's been a couple of second attempts missed, but
overall, there's a huge amount. We talk about a sea of green. As a good lift lights up green on the scoreboard.
yeah. And Sayuri has actually elected to go up 5 kilos.
Has she? I wondered if she might.
Yeah.
The strength was there. And we saw that same pause again.
Yeah.
For Cankers.
Maybe that's some kind of mechanical sticking point, because that is where she got to on the way back up and it wouldn't go any further. So saved by the spotters, but no lift, and that's going to put her behind the curve a little bit.
It is. It's an odd thing to do, to pause on the way down. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that in international competition. Certainly not twice, anyway.
Well, 160 now. This is for Yoli Andreessen, Netherlands.
Just taking a moment to adjust that SBD belt on the platform. It's the only thing you can adjust on the platform.
Yeah, everything else has to be done before you cross the line onto the platform, even including getting your thumbs out of the thumb loops on the wrist wraps. Not a mistake we often see at this level.
No.
You know, when you come out through that gate and you see bar loaded and the TC allows you onto the platform, it's real tunnel vision. All you can see is the bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if somebody starts saying to you, no, stop, then
it can really put you off. Very careful into the hole and very strong out of it.
Yep. I think right-hand referee was not happy with depth there, giving a red card, but 2-1.
2-1 is good enough.
Yeah, again though, warning sign. Absolutely got to make sure that you, I would say, drop another half an inch into the hole next time. Very difficult to judge, but 135, Kyoko Suzuki.
Here she comes. She's had one red light for depth every time she's squatted.
Taking her time, making sure her setup's right. We often see this from Japanese lifters, particularly on bench. But
yeah, very technical, very calm.
I think methodical is the word I would use. And again, you want everything to go absolutely to plan.
And it's going. She looks happy with that.
Yes.
And she got 3 white lights.
There she is.
Absolutely delighted.
That is a process of continuous improvement there for the Japanese lifter. I think the Japanese word for that is kaizen. Often used in manufacturing, but it does mean continuous improvement. So okay. Dina Batalova coming out now for 137.5 kilos, the Russian lifter. She missed this last time.
She did.
So just a little more determination.
Yeah, I think keep it tight. Drive it out of the hole.
She's looking
it's difficult once you've failed
focused.
once. You've used up energy.
Come on, young
but
lady.
She certainly stood up with it. Did she sit down with it?
She did.
Okay, 2-1.
Okay, so I think she's still into Plan B territory. She probably wanted to go for 140, which is what Amat Sengelbat-Kishig is now coming out for.
Now this will be a 10 kilo PB. Has she taken 10 kilo jumps each time? She has. 120, 130, 140.
Well, the last one moved really, really smoothly.
It did.
So, well, we'll see. Often, if the third one is difficult but goes, then that is a sign that the lifter and the coach have made the absolute right decision. So let's see here.
Oh, it's a fight. Oh, she's pushing through it. I don't think the bar dipped.
No.
And it didn't. Fantastic.
Yeah, so kudos to the Mongolian coaches there. That was perfectly judged. I
was.
don't think anything else would have gone.
No, I don't think another 100 grams would have gone.
So, Emma Mcdermott.
She failed this on her last attempt.
Yeah, just didn't quite stand up with it. Seemed to stall, but...
It's surprising. At times, you fail a lift and you get your head straight and you focus, and she's looking very focused. Keeps tight, hits it just right.
And that looked much better to me.
Did she get depth?
Well, I'm hoping so.
No, afraid not. Afraid not.
Unfortunately, if you can't stand up with it, then it can almost be a subconscious thing. You go, well, I'm not going to go quite so deep.
Yeah, if you're a little bit frightened of the depth, it's very easy to cut. If you're a bit frightened of the weight, it's very easy to cut the depth.
Yeah. Anne Dinefe now, Belgium, 140 kilos on the bar. Very focused last time. Allowed herself a little smile. I'm hoping to see that again as she comes up for a 140. This will be a competition PB for her.
Nice depth, but not quite the strength to bring it up.
Yeah. Well, she's not too disappointed with that one. That must have been, you know, a bit of a let's see whether I can get this.
Yeah.
We know this has been a tough platform. We've seen people have issues with stuff that would normally have been an easier lift.
It's hard to understand when you're watching from home just how tough it is here. The pressure on these lifters is absolutely enormous, whether you've travelled a long distance or not. But we are seeing that some of the people who have travelled a long way aren't quite hitting PBs, aren't quite at their best.
Yeah.
And certainly for the American and Canadian lifters, west to east, jet lag is can be really terrible. So lifters that have flown in with just a day to go before their competition, and if they've got a weight cut to do, might just struggle.
Yeah, it can be very difficult. Or even if you've not had a weight cut to do, you've been on a plane for a long time, you've ended up dehydrated.
Yeah. But here's Sayaka Tsutsumi, and again, just can't drive up.
Yeah. Good work from the spotters, keeping her safe there, but yeah, that's going to have been a disappointing day for her. She's got a best of 135.
Well, it was a PB attempt.
Well,
and can you really expect to do your very best work on this kind of platform?
Problem is, as we know, powerlifters, they could walk away with 4 gold medals, 4 world records, and they would still go, oh, do you know, there was another 2.5 kilos on the bench.
Powerlifters never happy.
I mean, this is the nature of competitive people.
Well, if you're fully satisfied, you'd give up, wouldn't you? There'd be no more to do. Okay, Zukovska from Ukraine.
Yeah, this is going to move her up a rank. Obviously, ranks are hard to judge here because we've got 2 platforms running simultaneously.
And that's a good lift.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have Kirinic from Croatia.
150 kilos. This is, some of the girls over on the other platform are doing more, but this is up there among the higher weights lifted for her 3rd attempt. She's looked confident so far.
She has.
Can she continue her streak? I certainly hope so.
Just making absolutely sure she's got her grip in the right place. A lot of lifters have little rituals, and that really is to make each lift the same every time, so you've got a consistency of position. Oh dear me,
it's
made
grinding,
a little
but
mistake
come on, it's
in the
going,
hole,
look at
but
that.
she brought it back. A rueful grin on her face.
She knows, and she's very, very, got to be proud of that.
That was amazing, because she made that little mistake in the hole, didn't get the drive out of it, but she managed to grind all the way through. Fantastic performance.
Milene Sayuri of Belgium, same weight, 150 kilos. Now this is brave. She didn't get 145.
Yeah, she's missed
come
on
out
depth.
for 150.
I mean, she was certainly very strong.
She's firing herself
but
right
it is
up
a
here.
brave thing to do.
Yeah. Hopefully, bravery will be rewarded with success in the form of 3 white lights.
I think depth is better.
Yeah, and she stood up with it.
Let's see what the referees think.
Oh, yes.
3 white lights.
She made the right decision.
Paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Stina Lindell of Finland. 152.5. She's gone up 5 kilos. That's a tough. I mean, she's gone up 555. So this again. Her last one didn't seem to give her any trouble though. So this might have been in the plan all the way along.
This will move her up a few places.
Yeah, 16th to 12th.
Up to 12.
Yeah, currently.
So she's vying with the ladies on platform 1.
Yeah, bear in mind that 26 lifters, so she's going to be in the top 50%.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure where she was ranked, but
She's driving through it.
yeah, looked to struggle.
I think she had a little bit more there.
Yeah, was it 2.5 more though? Right. Well, we'll never know. We'll never know.
You can only go up in 2.5 kilo increments unless it's a world record.
So from fin to fin, this is Johanna Cankers. She didn't stand up with this last one at 155. She's sensibly, I think, gone for the same weight. Only 3 ladies remain.
Been competing for 8 years.
There's going to be a 10-minute break. Or are we going to have 20?
Okay, here goes Johanna Cankers. This matches her PB.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And no, unfortunately not for Johanna. 155 just proved a bridge too far. I mean, a 7.5 kilo jump was quite ambitious.
Okay, we have the Lebanese lifter next.
Yeah, Miriel Al-Ajami from Lebanon, 157.5 kilos.
Just a tad shy of her PB of 160.
Very controlled so far. This is all about just keeping it controlled, keeping it tight, same as the last one.
They have all been quite slow and controlled, haven't they?
Now that didn't look as deep to me.
It didn't look as deep as her first couple, no.
No. Yeah, just obviously the hips have to go just below parallel, but
yeah, parallel isn't quite enough. The hip crease must drop below the top of the knee. And there is some confusion about this. It has to drop below the top of the knee, not the top of the leg. You have to break parallel.
Okay, so 162.5 kilos. This is for Yoli Andreessen. She went up 7.5 from first to second. She's only gone up 2.5 kilos. Clearly she knows what she needs to do here.
This is the last squat on platform 2.
Yeah, and I think platform 1 has already finished, so she's in 8th place overall.
Wow. We're going to have a 20-minute break after this squat.
Just long enough to get yourself a drink and then get back here for the action in bench. You don't want to miss a second. I'm hoping you're running two screens here and watching both platforms at once, because
absolutely.
Yeah, not a second of action should be missed from this incredibly competitive 63 kilo group.
So here goes Andreessen, last squat of this session. And I think she's hit depth, and she's certainly stood up with it.
Yeah, kudos to the Dutch coaches there.
Fantastic. That's 3 white lights.
Well judged.
Okay, we will be back in 20 minutes for bench press.
See you then.
we are back for bench press at the Helsingborg Arena. This is the 63 kilo open class, and we are on 2 platforms today. We have 26 lifters in this class, so we are across 2 platforms. This is platform 2, and these are the lifters that are nominated in the bottom half of the group.
However, nominations aren't everything. Andreessen, the Dutch lifter, after squat, is currently sitting in 8th place overall in a class of 26 lifters. So
I would really recommend you go to Good Lift and have a look at the live score sheet, because it's quite difficult to follow the competition across 2 platforms.
Okay, so this is Amat Sengel Batkishig from Mongolia. She's coming out for 55 kilos on the bench press. She squatted 140.
And of course we have the brand new spec Eleiko bench with the grippy patch. It's absolutely fantastic.
Just launched yesterday.
Oh, and that's a nice, easy bench press.
That's how your opener should look.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. They expect to see her go up 5 kilos from there.
I would say at least. And she didn't even hang about. She had, what? She probably got that completed with 35 seconds still remaining on the clock. They only get a minute in which to do the lift. 60
seconds is a long time to do your lift. It's absolutely plenty of time. But if you have a long setup, or you don't come out on time, then if you're asked to re-rack the bar for any reason, you can run out of time fairly easily. So here's Kyoko Suzuki.
Yeah, 62.5 kilos on the bar.
She's 42 years old, so she's a Masters 1 lifter competing in the open class.
Yeah, a lot of people will continue to do that if they feel they're competitive in the open, rather than go into the Masters. Well, that's a nice wide grip.
Yeah, the bar didn't have to travel very far at all there, did it? No, the centre referee is given a red light, a yellow card. Yellow card, there's about 6 or 7 failures on the yellow, so I'm not entirely sure what that was for.
Yeah, I mean, it's most likely from the centre referee to be a commands thing, I would say. Would you agree?
Yeah, I didn't spot it though, so I'm really not sure.
Yeah, it did seem to be, synchronous with the press command. So Miriel Al-Ajami now of Lebanon
has the Uplift logo on her singlet. Uplift is the app that connects athletes with coaches.
Yeah, these are accredited coaches as well. So, if you are looking for a coach and with the internet, they don't have to be in your local gym. They don't have to be in your country. As long as they can view your videos on YouTube or Instagram or some other video sharing platform, they can give you advice, give you a program.
Oh, that's a good lift. 3 white lights.
Yep. So we now have Emma Mcdermott of Ireland, 67.5 kilos. Reminder, you're seeing bench press ranked to 1 on your graphics there. Obviously, as this is a rising bar, everyone is going to be going into 1st or 2nd place as they come out, because we've got 2 platforms running. We're really not going to know placings within the bench press until we've completed a round.
26 lifters competing across 2 platforms. It's going to change fairly quickly.
Now she's got her feet very, very wide there. This is obviously to establish a firm base.
It's really individual. Some lifters prefer very narrow foot placement, so you see a very wide foot placement sometimes with the feet turned out. It's
good lift though for Emma.
Individual.
Ayaka Tsutsumi of Japan, 70 kilos.
Just below her PB. Just taking a moment to explain to the handoff chap what she wants. They do thousands of handoffs over the course of this competition, but of course they're not mind readers. She's saying that the rack height is incorrect.
Yeah, I don't know if that's incorrect from what she's nominated or whether she's just decided she wants it changing, but...
well, the clock has not restarted, so...
Yeah, just under 30 seconds to go. So, I mean, obviously you can decide, you know what, actually I'd like it at 5, please, but...
you've wasted some time on the platform then.
Yeah. Not an issue for her, though.
Yeah, nice, easy press.
So I'm sure her coach is going to go to the scoring desk with her next attempt and say, yeah, can she now have that at the rack height that she's just selected? Milene Sayuri, sorry. She did tell me how to pronounce it yesterday. Apologies, young lady, I keep getting it wrong.
She said call me Sai.
She did. Belgian lifter, 72.5 kilos for her opener. Just getting that arch set up. Now, if you're not sure why the lifters are doing this, if you can do this, then you're raising your thorax and you are getting the chest higher so the bar doesn't have to move as far, therefore in theory you can move more weight.
Yeah, you want to keep your shoulders safe, just tip the chest up to some extent. That's a good lift for Sai.
Yeah, in the bench press there has to be 3 points of contact. The feet have to be flat on the floor, the butt has to be on the bench, and the head has to be touching the bench. So
it's great to see Sai enjoying her competition. I know it's her first international, and she skipped off the platform and did a little dance before she left. It's great to see a lifter enjoying the competition.
Yoli Andreessen of the Netherlands, 75 kilos for her opener. Red plates and collars. Bear in mind, nearly everyone on this platform is opening above body weight on the bench press.
A bench, for women especially, is one of those lifts that it's time under the bar. You just have to keep working at it. It doesn't come very quickly. It takes a long time to build up those tiny muscles.
Well, I'm not sure how tiny Yolians are. That looked really easy.
Lift.
3 white lights for her.
But with squat and deadlift, you're moving the weight with big muscles, glutes and quads. With bench press, you've got those tiny little delts trying to do all the work.
Johanna Rennick of Croatia. She's coming out for 77.5 kilos.
And here's another lifter. I think she's asking for... she's not asking for the rack to be changed. She's just saying what she wants from her handoff.
Yeah, she'd got part way through her setup before she explained that, so... nonetheless, just hit the 30-second mark. If you heard that beep noise, that is the timing system telling us that we have 30 seconds to go.
A little bit shaky on the arms, but that was never in any doubt.
Yeah, not a problem. 2-1 though. Centre referee indicating a yellow. Again, could be commands, could have been...
She's not sure why. I saw a sort of shrug as she approached the coach.
And the thing to do is always ask the referee immediately what that was for, because by the time they've seen 2 more lifters, they may well not remember.
This is Stina Lindell.
Finnish lifter. Finns are often quite strong benchers, and the fact she's opening on 82.5 kilos kind of backs that up.
Spotter needs to be careful there. She's left quite a lot of a ponytail on the step of the bench.
He spotted it.
Yeah, he's moved it out of the way.
Czech spotting team. These guys are very, very experienced.
Three white lights.
Yeah,
very nice opener.
Happy with that, you would say? So Anne Dinefe now of Belgium, going out for 82.5. Smiling as she approaches the platform. She was a little more cautious on the squat, but I think now she's into her stride. And she knows exactly what she wants from the spotters.
Of course, well, it's a good thing to explain to your spotter exactly what you need. If you have some really demanding and technical requirements from your handoff, this also might present a problem. Because you don't have your own coach to do it for you on the day.
No, there can sometimes be a language barrier, but no.
A little bit of work coming off the chest, but not a huge problem.
Thanks to spotters as she walks off. Big smile. Natalya Zhukovsky, 82.5 again. This is just below a PB of 85.
16 years competing.
Yeah. So she should have everything dialed in. You just want to make sure that your first one goes. If anything doesn't happen on the first attempt, then you face a really tough decision of, well, do I drop back? Do I go up?
Oh, that was super easy. That was a lovely opener.
No problems there. 3 white lights. She's walking away happy. The game plan is in effect. Johanna Cankers, another strong bencher from Finland. She wants 90
She's competed
kilos.
bench only quite a few times.
Now her bench press PB is 82.5 and she's opening at 90 kilos. Either she's not competed for a while or she's made some pretty big increases. Didn't get exactly what she wanted out of the squat, so...
Well, I'm looking at open powerlifting and I've seen some much bigger numbers on bench for her.
Okay, so maybe when she put that in...
Maybe that was her nomination is the weight she did at the recent nationals.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, took a little while to get the start command because she was moving her feet.
Very slow descent, very controlled ascent again.
It wasn't super quick though, was it?
No, and 2-1, a yellow card again from the centre referee. But she's on the board now.
We were having this discussion earlier. Sometimes you want more information than even just what colour failure it is. Sometimes you'd like to see maybe it was the yellow failure 3, you know? Movement of a foot, jump in the press command. Because there's nearly always more than one failure for any given colour.
Yeah, ironically, bench press, although you move in the least weight, and look at that arch from the Russian. Although you move in the least weight, it is arguably the most technical lift.
Yeah, definitely the most technical.
3 commands, many ways it can go wrong.
She's got an open hand taking the bar there. That would really worry me, handing it out.
No, she's closed it up. She's got that grit. And she moved that easily. That's 90 kilos.
Definitely got more in the tank there.
Strong bencher, Dina Batalova. And that was the last bench in the first round. So we're into the second round now with Amat Sengel Batkishig of Mongolia. 55
and I don't think
was
we had
her
a failure,
last
did we?
attempt. We didn't, no.
Once again, everyone's got their opener in.
Now 55 was her last attempt. This should be 62.5 kilos. Although, yeah, we're not seeing that updating on the graphics at the moment.
The spotters have loaded 62.5 kilos, but the...
yeah, the scoreboard is no, it's just updated. Yeah,
okay,
so we're now seeing 62.5 kilos.
Hopefully they will restart the clock. Yes, the TC is just indicating that we need to restart the clock.
Although, to be fair to her, she got the start command with 20 seconds to go on the original clock.
And that was a really easy press. Benching in knee sleeves. I really struggle to get into position in knee sleeves on the bench. I've occasionally tried to superset squat and bench, and I just couldn't make the bench work with my knee sleeves on. So
you never know, maybe she couldn't get them off.
Maybe.
Good lift in any case, and she's super calm, that young lady. 67.5 kilos for Kyoko Suzuki of Japan. She's gone up 5. This is still 5 below her PB, so she's looking relaxed. Again, full team kit provided by SBD for the Japanese team.
One of the IPF's primary sponsors provides lots of equipment for lots of lifters around the world. Very short range of motion. Did she jump it,
Quick.
do you think?
That was quick. Well, 2-1.
Well, you know, the centre referee who gave the command didn't think that she jumped it, but
yeah, so
did get 1 yellow from the side.
Did seem very quick, but, 2-1, it's a good lift. So 70 kilos is on the bar for the Lebanese lady, Miriel Al-Ajami.
We've got her PB listed as 85, so she's a long way below that.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder whether people have misunderstood and put in, say, an equipped PB or a bench-only PB.
I think I was
or
certainly
something
seeing
like
that the other day. I was seeing some single-ply PBs listed.
That's quite a narrow grip.
It is.
Good enough?
So that might be because of some kind of shoulder issue she's had, or it just might work better for her.
Yeah, there is a limit to how wide your grip can be. I don't think there is actually a limit to how narrow your grip can be, is there?
No, I think it'll be a physiological limit.
Yeah.
So
Beyond a certain point, it's going to be a little crazy to...
The widest you can go is your index fingers must cover the rings on the bar.
72.5 now for Emma Mcdermott. Again, feet very wide, keeping a very firm base. Oh, and she's struggling with that.
It's a fight, isn't it? But I think she's got it.
Yeah.
As long as we didn't lose any points of contact on the bench.
We didn't, and I don't think we're going to see more than another 2.5 kilos go on the bar for Emma.
I don't think she's got much more in her. No. Very long arms. We might see that she's a really strong deadlifter with those long arms.
Milene Sayuri, or Sai, to her mates, which I'm privileged to say. If she's asked us to call her that, then I can include myself as one of them. She's out for 75 kilos.
So she's only gone up 2.5. That's quite conservative.
Yeah. Again, strong arch set up there. As she gets her shoulders firmly planted.
Just settles her bum down. Because the shoulders, head and bum must remain on the bench and the feet remain flat on the floor.
Oh, it's a bit of a struggle.
Do you know though, I think I just feel that she pushed it forward instead of back.
Yeah, centre referee.
Blue card, that's downward movement of the bar.
Yeah, so again, any more than a 2.5 kilo increase would be absolute craziness.
I just feel like she got that wrong technically. Really, you want to push back so it's over the shoulders, and I think she pushed straight up.
75 kilos next on the bar. This is for Ayuka Tatsumi of Japan. Making the jump to red plates. Always a symbolic increase.
Oh, it's a great feeling the first time you walk out on the platform to red plates on the bench. I remember it well.
I think I've only done it once.
Here we go. Nice and steady.
Yeah, no trouble for her.
That's a great second attempt.
Yeah, rewarded with 3 white lights. So, Yoli Andreessen, Netherlands, 77.5 kilos. She was our strongest squatter. Got herself up into 8th place overall amongst 26 lifters. Obviously, if you've just joined us, we do have 2 platforms running simultaneously for 1 weight class.
So another lifter choosing to use knee sleeves on the bench press and a belt as well. It's not terribly unusual to have a belt on. Most people don't, I would say. But some people feel it just helps them to keep tight.
Yeah, if it keeps the core controlled, then why not?
Well, it went a little bit off-centre, didn't it? But it certainly went up.
I would say so in some cases with that SBD belt, it's just because once people put it on, they never want to take it off. 80 kilos is the next weight now for Johanna Rennick of Croatia. Only an increase of 2.5, but she's starting fairly far forward at 77.5.
Yep. Matches her PB.
I mean, the last one looked pretty good, but bench falls off very, very quickly. Especially at the lighter body weights. I would say that's not fallen off at all.
No, she's made light work of that.
Yeah, centre referee giving her a yellow card, but 2-1.
2-1's good enough.
So, Stina Lindell from Finland, 85 kilos. Again, she's only gone up 2.5.
She was 9th out in Calgary last year. Only 15 lifters in this class in Calgary, 26 this year.
Yeah, I mean, the sport's growing year on year. This is the last
absolutely.
year that we're going to have juniors, masters and seniors in one.
Not only is it growing, but the standard just continues to rise every single year. And I saw a statistic that this competition, for the first time, more women than men, is 58% female.
Yeah, that's correct. Nice for Stina. I mean,
that was lovely. She only went up 2.5 kilos.
Yeah.
You've got to say that was really quite conservative.
I wonder whether she's just going to, because she's equalled a PB there, so she's going to be walking away going, okay, that's my PB, that felt easy. Do you think she might take a gamble?
It's a tough one. I think the coaches are the best place for this, because some lifters can, make one lift look easy, and then you put a single kilo on it and fail it completely.
Yeah, so 85 kilos
So
again
here's
for Anne
Anne,
Dynefe of
Belgium.
Belgium.
She got 85 out in Calgary last year. But I think she's done quite a lot more since. Oh, a little bit of a fight to get it off the chest there.
Yeah,
But
tough
once it got
start.
moving,
Oh, no, side referees,
okay.
yellows. So did something... Didn't quite see what it was they were indicating, but I think that's probably a change in elected position as it's from
yeah,
the side
certainly
refs.
when you get 2 yellow cards from side referees, it's often that the bum came off the bench or they saw foot movement. So the feet are allowed to move laterally but not lift from the floor.
Yeah, so you really don't want your heels coming up. 87.5 kilos is now on the bar for Natalya Zhukovsky, Ukraine.
All you would have to do is to sell this motorcycle.
And control. Nice. Again, that is
very easy.
looked really, really easy. Some of the, I'm sure some of these ladies are going to be going up like a 5 kilo jump, even if they've only taken a 2.5 for the first. So Johanna Cankers, ranked 10th on bench press. She's only gone up 2.5 kilos. She is coming out for 92.5 kilos. This is 10 kilos higher than the PB that we have down for her.
Wow. She wasn't at Calgary last year. The last Worlds before this was in Belarus.
Yeah, I can't. The person that prepares the banners has to have it in EPS and JPEG. Or else you can't put
She didn't have the best down squats, did she?
No, this is true, but
So she's taking some conservative jumps on bench.
oh, that looks tough.
It does. I think she just collapsed a little bit under the weight. You saw her chest come down as the weight came down.
Yeah, legs were quivering. 2-1. She's got a blue from the centre referee.
You really need to. One of the cues that really works for me is to bring your chest up to the bar rather than the bar down to the chest, and really lift the chest into the press.
So this is Dina Batalova from Russia. If she gets this, she's going to move into 5th place on bench press.
Wow.
Yeah, out of 26 lifters. Some of the coaches on the other platform might be looking over at this one and going, "Oh."
It's a tough situation. It really is. Trying to watch a scoreboard with so many lifters on it.
Again, if you're watching at home on Good Lift, the scoreboard is pretty much live. It's pretty much the best way to follow the competition.
Very wide stance.
Yeah. Didn't seem to give her any trouble. I mean, I'm not
Her
going to
arms
say
were
it was
shaky,
easy,
yeah.
but rewarded with 3 white lights. That, surely she's going to go for 100 now.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
Right, we're into the 3rd round. This is Amatsengel Batkishig of Mongolia. She's coming out for 70 kilos. She's been quite relaxed with every lift so far. Not letting anything phase her.
Of course, the face that's missing this year is Jennifer Thompson. I think it's the first year for a long time that we haven't seen her in the 63s.
Yeah, one of the greatest lifters in the world.
Certainly one of the best benches in the world. Okay, that was quite a tough press. I think that was probably a well-judged third attempt.
Yep. So, game plan running as planned. Kyoko Suzuki of Japan, 70 kilos there.
So this matches the weight she pressed in Calgary last year.
Don't think it's quite as hot here as it was in Calgary.
It has been quite warm at the beginning of the competition, but it's cooled down here in Sweden since.
Yeah, unseasonably warm for Sweden, we're told. Which is a land you always think of as being snowmobiles and snow, but certainly seen none of that so far.
No, that's not going anywhere, is it?
Yeah, just wouldn't move off the chest, unfortunately, for Kyoko. Well, till you try, you don't know where your best is. 75 kilos is now on the bar for Miriel Al-Ajami of Lebanon. This is a 5 kilo jump. Way below her posted PB of 85.
Maybe she did the 85 at a higher body weight. Maybe she did it in a higher weight class.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, really, it's not about PBs. It's not about what you can do in the gym. It's about where you end up with your last warm-up.
It really is what you can do today. And if you go away having squeezed out every kilo that was available to you on the day, then you've done well.
And
yeah,
speaking of squeezing out every kilo, I think that's exactly what just happened.
Absolutely bang on the money, that third attempt.
Well judged. 75, 3 white lights. 75 for Emma Mcdermott of Ireland now.
Here she comes, looks very calm.
It's not going to move her up. But this is really all about building a total. Just getting the absolute best you can.
No, just a bit too heavy.
Yeah. Brave, but
she gave nothing away. She got 72.5 for her second.
And I think what's important
just a bit too heavy.
is that she didn't fight it for too long. You really don't want to be spending ages and ages, and 10 seconds, believe
and
me,
bench press
can feel
is
like
a whole
an age.
body exercise. You can really tire your back out on bench press.
Yeah, and you're going to need that for the deadlift. $77.5 now for Milene Sayuri of Belgium. 171 pounds. Bear in mind, all these ladies weighed in at under 63 kilos. More than body weight on the bench press.
And that was lovely. You saw her keep her chest up, keep everything tight, and she could just drive through the sticking point there.
Yeah, a few fist pumps from the Belgian coaches on the sidelines. Yeah, 80 kilos. This is for Yoli Andreessen of the Netherlands. Just again, make sure that the guys giving you your hand off know exactly what you want. I know you told them like sort of 8-9 minutes ago, but a lot of water under the bridge since then. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Some lifters come out and say same again, but obviously the handoff guy's given about 8 handoffs since then, and he can't remember what you wanted.
And these guys have been here for a week and a half.
Yeah.
They've seen a lot of lifters. I can't imagine how much weight they're going to have moved. loading and unloading the bar, and that's without picking up failed lifts as well. So strong guys.
Oh, and I
Look
don't
tough.
think the whole bar dipped. I think she should get that. Well, you know, I saw the left side of the bar dip, and she's got a blue card from the left referee.
Yeah,
But
that's
2 to
what
1's
you'd
good
expect.
enough.
Yep. Hug from Mika de Vries as she went off. 80 kilos now on the bar for Ayuka Tsutsumi. We often talk about the Japanese lifters. Six-pack Lapidat, my co-commentator for one of the previous sessions, always says that they have a very specific way of setting up the bench.
I think with it being such a technical lift, you want to make sure that it's exactly the same every time.
Absolutely. Oh.
And she's given that a good fight, but it just wasn't going.
Yeah, unfortunately. So she's probably wondering now whether 2.5 would have been a better increase, but hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Oh,
Johanna
it is.
Rennick of Croatia, 82.5 kilos.
Of course, we're nowhere close to the world records in this class because they belong to Jennifer Thompson.
So we're talking about masters competing in the Open. That's certainly Jennifer, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so we have the Croatian lifter on the platform at the moment. Looking very determined as she presses that home.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with this young lady. She's only a 2 to 1. She's got a yellow card from the centre referee.
But good enough. She's got all 3 benches in.
Yeah, hopefully she can continue this run of success through to the deadlift. Stina Lindell, 87.5 kilos. Only gone up 2.5 kilos on each lift, but she
thought her
started quite
second
far
attempt
forward.
was really good.
Yeah. Well, she clearly just wants to make sure she can add that 2.5 kilos.
Absolutely. It's all about just building that total, putting kilos on the board now.
Yeah. If she gets her opener, she'll total 400 kilos, which for a 63 kilo lifter is quite something. Deadlifts are a little way off yet, though.
And you know what? I think that was well judged.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think another 2.5 would have gone. Bigger jump percentage-wise of weight lifted than in the other lifts. 90 kilos. Now, this is Anne Dinefi of Belgium. She didn't get 85. She's gone up to 90. She must be confident.
Those are unusual jumps for me.
Yeah.
82, fail 85, go up to 90.
Yeah, I mean, you might see an 82, then you go, well, that didn't feel great, I'll go 85. Well, that felt good, I'll go for 90. But if you failed 85 and you've gone for 90?
You've got to think she's giving kilos away here.
Well, I hope she's going to prove you wrong.
Well, I do hope so. You can just see the butt light shining through there.
Yeah, that's just to make the referee's job easier. No, I think you're right.
I think that was a very, I'm going to say ambitious attempt.
90 still on the bar. This is for Zhukovsky, Ukraine. All these ladies are looking to move up to sort of around 12th place-ish, but the other platform is still running. Very hard to predict where anybody's actually going to end up. I wouldn't want to be a coach in this session.
We have 3 more benches on this platform. And there's the Ukrainian lifter, Zhukovsky. Very controlled descent.
That is nice.
Yeah, lovely. Kept her chest up, kept her back tight. That was a great bench press.
Yeah. So, Johanna Cankers, 95 kilos.
Taken very small conservative steps each time.
Yeah. She'll be followed only by Batalova of Russia. It's 95. He's going to put her in 10th place overall on the bench at the moment. Probably going to drop back about 3 or 4 places if the ladies on the other platform get theirs in. And look at that arch.
Taking the weight of the bar with her bum still off the bench, and then using the weight to set. No, that didn't go.
Too heavy. So we've got one more lifter.
Huge bench, 102.5 kilos for a 63 kilo lifter.
Yeah, our only lady on this platform who has gone into 3 figures with 102.5, 226 pounds. Dina Batalova of Russia.
This will give her the bronze medal.
Yeah.
I think on platform 1 they need to be keeping an eye on this lift.
I'm wondering whether the coaches, if you've got coaches running lifters both sides, whether they're keeping in touch with walkie-talkies or...
Well, to be fair, there's nothing they can do about it. They can't change third attempts on bench.
No,
you can only change your third attempts on deadlift.
Well, let's see what Batalova can do. Her PB was 97.5. She got that for a second.
She has got Priscilla Bavois coming out for the same weight on platform 1.
Well, here she goes. She's set up. Brings it down.
Yeah, that just looked a bit too heavy on the descent,
not today.
unfortunately.
I guess she had nothing to lose. She got a PB. She was probably not necessarily going to get 100 anyway, so
okay,
why not go?
So there is still a few benches to go on platform 1. So as soon as they finish, we will take a break now for... It'll be 20 minutes when platform 1 finishes.
Don't go anywhere. You've just got time to get a drink. We'll see you back here very soon.
And the party is starting in the Helsingborg Arena. The bar has hit the floor and we are ready for deadlifts. We are here with the 63 kilo open class. We are split across 2 platforms today. We're on platform 2. We've got 13 lifters on this platform. I'm here with Joe Whiteley.
Thank you, Joe Whiteley, and we are, this is absolutely the pinnacle of powerlifting. We've got the 63 kilo class. All of these young ladies are, I mean, it's impressive that they've just made it as far as the IPF World Classic Powerlifting Championships.
Each country can only send 8 lifters in any given class, any given age class. So to be one of the top 8 lifters in the open category is a real achievement.
Okay, Andine Effie of Belgium opening her deadlift account here and opening the deadlifts on platform 2 with 125 kilos.
And she's made short work of that.
Yeah.
Pulling sumo. A sumo stance is perfectly legal in powerlifting. It's where the hands are on the bar inside the feet. A conventional stance is where the hands are outside the legs.
Yeah, and that big smile at the top of the lift is something we've seen
anyway,
quite a few times from her anyway. I think. Thank you for helping me out there. This is Johanna Cankers. She's got 130 on the bar for her opener.
She's got a kind of semi-sumo stance there, I would say.
Yep, hands inside the knees.
Definitely sumo, but not ultra wide. And I think that's the easiest lift we've seen from her today.
Yeah, she's not had the best day. She has got at least one in, but in each discipline. But hopefully her day's going to improve.
Next up, Kyoko Suzuki from Japan.
135 kilos. We're expecting this to go thick and fast. There's not massive variations in weight that our ladies are doing, and we've got the check spotters on the platform spotting and loading and making short work of all of the changes.
Kyoko Suzuki, a seasoned lifter with 7 years experience under her belt. Very nice opening lift. I like how her deadlift slippers are coordinated with a Japanese singlet and lifting kit there.
Yep, very nice. Always important to make sure that the colour coordination is on point, if at all possible. Especially when I believe we're live on the Olympic channel, so this is
extra special for us. And we have another Japanese lifter out next, Ayaka Tsutsumi.
147.5 kilos. I think her PB is a little more than this at 152.5.
But this is her first year in the seniors. It's her first year out of the junior category.
Six years experience.
And a feature of sumo is that it can be very hard to break from the floor. She had to put a lot of work in to get it moving, but once it moved, it snapped to lock out.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to say that at the very, very edge of performance you can't have issues at the top of it as well, but typically, as you say, the break off the floor is the hardest part. This is Amat Sengel Batkishig of Mongolia, 157.5 kilos for her opener. You just want to make sure that you get this one in.
And she has, I think. You can see she's got a liberal coating of talc up her legs. That's just to let the bar slide up her legs and not cause her any friction.
Yeah, very important to that talc and chalk look the same, but talc gives you grip and talc gives you slip and chalk gives you grip. But you don't want to mix the two up.
When you have conventional pullers and sumo pullers on the same bar, sometimes they are wiping talc where the other style of lifter would like chalk and vice versa.
Yeah, so we see the bar cleaned in between each lift in the third round of deadlifts, but it's often prudent to say, look, can we just have the bar clean, please? I'm wanting to make sure that I've got the best chance of keeping hold of it.
That was a nice opening lift from Stina Lindell.
Yeah, 160 kilos for an opener from a lady that's weighed in this morning at 62.45 kilos.
Very impressive.
Yeah, 160, same weight. This is for Monika Rennick of Croatia. Bearing in mind we have the other platform running, this is going to move it up to 6th at the moment if she pulls this one, but we're in the first round, so...
It's early days. We've got 26 lifters, I think, lifting here. That was very easy, wasn't it? That was lovely.
It was. I'm very impressed with Romana, actually. All of her lifts, I think they seem to have got easier as the day's gone on for her.
Yeah, she looked a bit uncertain when she came out for her first squat, but she's just looking really confident now. Just having a chat with her coach about what to do next.
Sure. So this is Miriel Al-Ajami, the Lebanese lifter, coming out for the same weight, 160 kilos. Again, she's looked strong all day. Very more considered and deliberate style than some of the other ladies. Bar hasn't moved as quickly, but it has moved consistently for her.
Knees caved a little there. It wasn't super easy. I would expect her to only go up 5 or 7 for her next attempt.
Sure. Dina Batalova, 160 kilos for her.
She was a big bencher, wasn't she?
She really was.
Big bench and big deadlift don't always go together.
Well, maybe she can break the mould. Her deadlift she's deadlifted more than this at 167.5. Not sure when that was.
Quite a grabby style there. That can be quite inconsistent. You need to make sure you're getting hold of the bar as tightly as you can.
Well, it was a good lift for her. So 162.5 now. Milene Sayuri of Belgium.
Just making sure she's got no talc on the underside of her shoes.
Yeah, we have seen, particularly with sumo lifters, where the feet are quite far apart. In some cases, we've seen the feet slide outwards, and that can ruin your day. But this is
now that's quite a
pull.
narrow. She's using hook grip, where the fingers go over the thumbs. Quite a narrow grip. I think part of her hands were actually on the smooth part of the bar. The knurling's there to give you grip, but I think she was gripping half onto the smooth part because her hand was up against the red sticker.
Well, maybe she finds that gives her the best chance of pulling at the bar, but...
Well, you don't want a wide grip because snatch grip deadlifts are super hard because you have to pull the bar that much further.
Yeah. Yoli Andreessen now, she's coming out for 170 for her opener. From the Netherlands, as you can probably tell from all the orange you can see on your screen.
Got quite a lot of noise in the arena today. We found we've got a huge contingent of Swedish fans, and whenever a Swedish lifter walks out onto either platform, the roof comes off. It's great to see so much support for the hometown lifters.
Yeah, I mean, big kudos to the Swedish fans. And to Powerlifting Sweden themselves. They've put on an absolute fantastic competition here.
So here we go with 170. That was a comfortable opener, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Didn't give her any problems. She's got a blue light from the centre referee.
Yeah, she's got a blue card. So that can either be for supporting on the thighs or downward movement of the bar.
Well, Emma Mcdermott of Ireland, same weight, 170 kilos.
Yeah, we've got some big openers in this group.
Yeah, we're not finished yet. We have one more lifter in our group coming up before we move into the second round.
So here comes Emma Mcdermott of Ireland, and she made short work of that. That was a great opener.
She's got to be pleased with that one.
Absolutely.
Big hug for Coach Ferran as she goes off the platform. So, last lady in the group, Natalya Zhukovsky, Ukraine, 185 kilos, 408 pounds, give or take.
So this is just 2.5 kilos below her PB, but with 16 years in the game, I'm sure she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, our coach didn't seem to be happy. Yeah, he was just asking if the bar be cleaned. As we mentioned before, it's...
He's asking that the bar go to the front because you can actually see quite a lot of talc now on the platform. Yeah, from that opening shot, you can see that somebody's shaken a lot of talc off their legs, and you don't want to be slipping on that.
Yeah, you could actually see a footprint
Yeah. So I
Just
think
see
someone's
that in the
come out
lifter's shadow.
really dusted with talc. So 185 as an opener.
It's below a PB. Should be easy. And it
Well, it's a
is.
slow start. Certainly went. 3
Yeah.
white lights.
Clearly a deadlifter, Natalia.
Yeah, that's interested to see what she's going to put in next. That's huge.
So we are into round 2. This is 140 kilos for Johanna Cankers of Finland. She's gone up a 10 kilo jump. We're not seeing Zukovsky's next attempt yet.
Coach has just put it in. I'm sure it'll be up in a second.
Yep. Yeah, she's gone up 10. She's gone up to 195.
Wow.
Clearly feeling confident.
So here's Johanna Cankers with 140 kilos.
So, yeah, that's an odd setup where she grips the bar and then straightens up.
Well, if you remember, Joe Nemani does something similar. She dips and touches the bar, then goes up, and then she goes down again to pull it. I think you use that first one just to make sure that you're set up correctly. You go down,
you're in
touch the
position.
bar.
Yeah. And if Joy does it, it's going to be a good
Can't
thing,
be a
right?
bad thing, can it? Here's Kyoko Suzuki for 145 kilos.
320 pounds.
Just making sure she's perfectly lined up on the bar.
Using all the time she has available.
I wonder if she's a bit nervous of this weight. She's taken a long time, isn't she? But she's pulled it.
She's a little lower on one side than the other, and she's put that down very, very carefully. What's known in some circles as a library deadlift, I believe.
It's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, you've got to wonder about grip, though. I'd be watching grip on the right hand for the next one.
Maybe she's just a little bit asymmetrical.
Yeah, well, 150 on the bar for Anne Dineffi of Belgium. Again, she looked comfortable on the last one.
She did. And I'm looking at the scoreboard again, and we have a sea of green once again. There's some phenomenal lifting from these ladies today.
Good attempt selection as well.
Yeah. That's a good lift for Anne.
It is. It's
Look
all very well
comfortable too.
putting something on the scoreboard, but the lifter does have to actually pull it. So
Ayaka Tsutsumi from Japan, 155 kilos.
okay, and our centre referee is just not quite sure what she took off the platform there, but whatever it was, it certainly didn't need to be there. So eagle eyes for Veronica from Germany. $155 for Tsutsumi.
This is a PB attempt.
This kind of reminds me of what you see in weightlifting, where the lifters will give themselves as much time as possible. They will run the clock down from a minute to 30 seconds before they even start to think about addressing the bar.
Little bit.
Oh, problem with her
Just
grip,
couldn't hang on
unfortunately.
to it. Oh, she's a little bit woozy as she comes off the platform.
Yeah.
I think she pulled so hard, I think she just went a little bit grey. She'll be fine.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly deadlifting can consume all of the oxygen in your body.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon to see lifters kind of stagger backwards and slump and black out just a little bit.
Okay, so Bakishik from Mongolia with 167.5 kilos. And this would be a big PB for her.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that was a PB, it certainly didn't look
It didn't, did it? That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's. I'd say go up another 7.5 on that.
I mean, bear in mind she's only been competing a couple of years. She's still probably making what's known as newbie gains. Muriel Al-Ajami now, 167.5, Lebanese lifter. She's gone up 7.5 kilos from her last one, which wasn't the quickest, but did look comfortable.
It wasn't, but her squats were like this. Her squats were quite slow and careful.
No, she wasn't happy with that.
No. I wonder what happened there. Maybe she just hit it a little bit wrong at the bottom.
Yeah, she didn't struggle with it. She didn't expend any more energy than she had to. So maybe she's thinking, well, I'll just have another go at that.
It's worth coming out again, isn't it? What have you got to lose?
Yeah. At the end of this, you're going to be having a little break and restarting a training cycle, I would expect. So
here's Stina Lindell for 170 kilos.
Finnish lifter.
Here we go. Yep, managed to lock that out nicely.
Again, we're sometimes seeing a little bit of an issue with grip with some of these lifters, but obviously the smaller the lady is, the smaller the hands are in most cases. So, and the bar doesn't diminish in size between the super heavyweight guys and the little ladies. So
here we go, Dina Batalova.
Yeah, 170. She's gone up 10. Last one looked pretty good.
Grabs the bar. Oh, you know, she gave it some effort off the floor, but it just wouldn't move.
Yeah, do you think she's tired out from that, or just...
Well, do you know, some lifters only train each lift individually, so some lifters don't ever deadlift after benching and squatting. And I think they're just not used to it and run out of energy.
Yeah, so it could be nothing in the tank. It could just be that she needs to go and have a word with herself.
Or maybe she just got it slightly wrong on the pull, and if she can hit it just right, she'll get it next time.
Yeah. Johanna Rennick of Croatia, 172.5. She's gone up 12.5.
It's moving and it's
Look
locked out. Lovely.
Fantastic
Yeah,
lifting
some
from this
great
young
lifting
lady.
from her today. And you saw that little smile as she left the platform. She knows it.
That's been a feature of every lift of hers, I think.
Okay, here we have Sai from Belgium. Oh, from America, but living in Belgium, representing Belgium today. This is her first international.
172.5 kilos, 10 kilo jump from her last lift. Still below her posted PB at 175.
Well, you know, she's still got an attempt left. And that was very nice. That was a lovely second deadlift. That gives her a little bit of leeway for her next attempt. I think she's easily got another 5 kilos there.
Yeah, well, hopefully the coach is going to agree with you. This is Yoli Andreessen now, 177.5 kilos. 3 lifters remain in the second round in our group. And again, just making sure the bar's clean.
Here we go. Spotter just making sure the bar was straight and level.
Yeah. That's the SBD belt that we were talking about. That buckle, I think, is the result of years of development.
Yeah, and it's really handy if you, like me, I use a different setting on squat than I do on deadlift, and I don't need to get a screwdriver out, so I can just adjust it on the fly.
Yeah. The fewer things you have to remember to bring with you to a powerlifting competition, the better, I would say.
So, here's Dreesen, 177.5 kilos.
Oh, tough at the top.
It was. It moved nicely off the floor. She's got 3 white lights for it. She's also got a smile.
Yeah.
I would say...
Not sure how far that's going to go, though. Yeah, 2.5, 5.
Or 5.
Yeah. Well, Emma Mcdermott, 180. Nigh on 400 pounds.
And she's just rolling the bar forward because there is a lot of talc on the platform now.
Pacing up and down at the back of the platform, as we see a lot of lifters do, just firing themselves up, getting themselves settled.
It's an emotional lift deadlift. It's about belief and power.
probably the least technical.
But you know, sumo is quite a technical lift.
Well, that's a good one for Emma. 3 white lights at 180 kilos.
And that's a big pull for a 63.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we've got 195 kilos on the bar for Natalya Zhukovsky. This will be a 7.5 kilo
huge.
PB for her.
Absolutely massive.
Last one looked great, if I'm honest.
It did.
I can't wait to see this. If this goes, surely she's going to try for 200.
Okay,
but
here we go. She's looking focused.
I don't want to think too far ahead for her, but come on. Yeah, stances don't get much wider than that, I would say.
No, she's not the tallest lifter, and she's got her toes nearly touching the plates.
Obviously, the wider the stance, the further the bar doesn't have to go.
Oh, she's
tough.
pulled it. Now, did it dip?
Well,
it did.
All 3 referees seem to think it did, so...
Yeah,
well,
but you know what? She's got the strength. She can have another go at that.
I wouldn't really expect it to go up, if I'm honest.
No.
Well, it looked quite a tough one. So we're into the third round.
It was hard. There's a difficult transition point in a sumo deadlift that she just struggled with.
So 150 for Johanna Cankers. Gone up in increments of 10 on every deadlift so far.
She can afford to give it absolutely everything now. This is the last thing she has to do today. And it's going. And it's gone.
That's nice. Plenty of control there.
Probably it wasn't a lot more there, so that's well judged. That's good attempt selection from the coaches.
And we've got the same weight for Kyoko Suzuki of Japan.
I've enjoyed her lifting today. She's got some character, hasn't she? She's lifted quite well within herself.
Again, very, very calm. Up it goes. Oh, tough at the top.
Do you know, I think it just swung a little bit forward.
And I'm not sure if
the
a grip was
going
there. She's got it. She's got it.
2 to 1. Look at that grin. She's absolutely delighted. I think she knows she dodged a bullet there. Yeah.
She'd have got that down command 1/4 of a second later. Anyway, what's done is done. 155 on the bar for Ayuka Tsutsumi. Also of Japan. Just showing you how competitive this class is. This is only going to move her up to 23rd place in the deadlift. She's not going to gain any places overall. At 155 kilos.
But you know what? This is a PB attempt.
Yeah.
She didn't get this on her last attempts.
There's 3 big battles here. One is to get here, the second is to weigh in, the third is to hit PBs.
Yeah. And a PB on an international platform is a huge achievement.
And as we've seen this whole week, last week and a half, not the easiest platform for whatever reason to pull on.
It's just a huge amount of pressure. And she's got it moving. If she can just lock that out. You know, I think she's got that.
I think so. The legs were shaking a little bit on the way up, but solid
2
at the top.
to 1.
Yeah.
2 to 1
Good
in
lift.
a good way. It's a good
And
lift.
a double high five for a compatriot. 165 for the Belgian lifter Andine Effie.
Again, this is a big PB attempt for her.
Yeah, I mean, she went up 25 kilos from her opener to her second lift, and she's gone up 15 to this one, so big jumps.
But she's looking determined, she's looking fired up. go. Last one,
that looks tough. Come on, come on. Oh, it's hard.
Not going,
can she
is
do it? Oh, let down by the grip.
That was a shame, but
valiant attempt.
It was, but I think her knee has slipped into the bar. I think even if she'd managed to take that to lock out, she would have got blue cards for it.
Well, she smiled as she left the platform. She knows that she certainly didn't leave anything behind. 167.5 for the Lebanese lifter, Miriel Alajami.
And you know, if you give it everything like that, your coach can't be annoyed, can he?
No, you're not going to be going back to. You could have tried harder. I don't think she could have tried any harder with that one.
Okay, so she missed this on her second attempt. It didn't get very far, did it? It only got a few inches off the floor.
No, that's right. So that might have just been a setup. It didn't feel great.
It just got to the same place again.
No.
She just looking at it like, why didn't you go? I think gravity must be a bit stronger today than she's used to.
Yeah.
So the Russian lifter, Dina Batalova, coming out for 170 kilos.
Again, didn't get this last time. Didn't.
But as we've seen, there's no reason you can't get a lifter on your second attempt at it.
Getting herself fired up, giving herself the absolute best chance.
Come on, Dina. No, just a little bit too heavy.
And she's clearly very disappointed with that.
Yeah, you can see it.
Now, Amat Sengel Bathishi.
And it is a tough one. You put yourself under so much pressure. You come to the World Championships. You want to do your absolute best.
175 kilos on the bar for Amat Sengel of Mongolia. 7.5 kilo jump. This will put 15 kilos on the PB that she had before she started the day. And the last one looked pretty good.
Has she got her ponytail tucked around her?
I think she's got her hair in braids and then she's tied it up in front of her so that it doesn't get in the way.
And it's going.
Look at that.
Can she lock it out?
She can. Just make sure that she's given. Yeah,
Fantastic.
3 white lights.
3 white lights.
Again,
absolutely
some amazing lifting from that young lady, and she's looked unflappable. Speaking of lifters that have impressed us today, this is Johanna Rennick of Croatia. She's only gone for a 5 kilo jump. This is 177.5.
That's right. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. But she's looked very, very strong.
She has. And she's got it moving, and she's locked it out. You have to think there was more in the tank there.
Well, I think so. 3 white lights and a good lift. Again, she's got to be pleased with that.
But she's matched her absolute PB on the international platform.
180 kilos now. Stina Lindell of Finland. This is going to move her up to 11th place in the deadlift and 12th place overall. We do have a few lifts to go on both sides, but if you're starting in the bottom half on the second platform and you move up to more than 50%, then you've done very, very well at this incredibly tough competition. Oh, come on, Stina, come on!
Be patient. I think she's got it.
Well,
no, afraid not.
So that's probably for supporting, do we think? I didn't see any downward movement.
See any downward movement at the bar.
We're not in the best place to see it, but we're not quite in ringside seats here in the commentary booth.
Here comes Milene Sayuri. She's looking fired up. She's looking determined.
180 kilos. Yeah, this is 5 kilos above her PB.
It was a big jump, wasn't it? She went up 10 kilos and now she's gone up another 7.5.
Yeah, she must be feeling confident.
She's got that hook grip on the smooth part of the bar, so let's hope she can hold on to it.
Yeah,
it's going. Oh, you can see the effort on her face. Oh, where her knees locked. Yes, 3 white lights. That's absolutely superb.
As you said, hook grip, that look on her face might just have been, what am I doing to my thumbs? But that makes sure you don't drop the bar. So 182.5 kilos. This is for Yoli Andreessen of the Netherlands.
Dutch lifter. She had a great day on squat.
This will put her into 10th place, both in deadlift and in the total.
Wow, she's moved herself well up into the top group.
Yeah, we've only got 3 lifts to go on this platform, and I'm not sure how many more they have over the other side. I think probably similar.
I think platform 1 is finished.
It is. So, yeah, this is actually for 10th place overall out of 26 lifters, which is no mean feat at this level.
So she's going to want to pull this. This is 10 kilos over her PB. Already secured a 5 kilo PB with her second pull. Here it goes, here it goes.
Oh, it's tough at the top, but
she's a little bit soft. Has she got it?
She has.
2 to 1, she has.
You can see the look on her face of, please give me the down command, this hurts.
1 red light for lockout, but 2 to 1 is good enough.
Yeah, so Emma Mcdermott of Ireland, she's gone up 12.5 kilos.
192.5 kilos.
Yeah, this is 2.5 over her PB, and that is on this platform.
You can hear the Irish crowd are going absolutely insane.
Yeah, the MC's whipping them up, but to be honest, they don't need much whipping.
This will move her up to 6th place in deadlift. Oh, she's going to get in trouble for doing that. You're not supposed to have your delts on display.
No.
Ah, she's got it moving. It's going. It's moving. Can she lock it? Oh, her grip's going.
Just not quite. Well, that's a valiant attempt.
Her left hand with her fingers were just opening. You know, she's not far off pulling that. She really isn't.
Final deadlift of the day, and she has just put that up by 10 kilos. This is Natalya Zhukovsky. She had 195 on the board for just
pulled
a moment.
It, didn't she? She just had a little bit of a transition.
This is important. If she gets this, she is going to get bronze medal overall.
Wow. This is for bronze.
From 8th place in the deadlift to 3rd, she's pulling for bronze medal, and at this level, this is immense.
She's trying to take this off Priscilla Bavois, the French lifter, who's pulled 202.5.
This is IPF powerlifting, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go.
Can she do it? She didn't get her second one, but it was just a technical error. Can she pull it? And it's not moving.
I think the answer is no, but just to try for that at this level is absolutely fantastic. So
we've seen some exciting lifting here today. We're all done, but we will have the medal ceremony coming up on platform 1. Don't go away.
one more box.
The medals in the squat. Goes to the USA, Samantha, winner, 117.5. Samantha.